Excellent. All right, calling to order the June 8th Newcastle Select Board meeting. Are there any, I have an amendment. Is there any other amendments to the agenda?
You already got mine or?
Yeah, so without
Okay.
objection, I'm gonna add an update for Lincoln County Ambulance Service and just Karen's gonna help us out on that. So that'll be item 7C. Any other items? Okay, hearing no others, moving on to item 3A, previous meeting minutes from May 26th.
I'll move that from May 11th. Approve the minutes of May 26th, 2027.
Oops, so
My
the
bad.
agenda is wrong.
The agenda
Yeah.
says the wrong date.
Oh,
It was May 26th.
Yeah, but the item commentary.
Is May
also-
26th. Also says the 11th?
oh boy. Wait.
No, mine doesn't.
So what, mine says May
What am I doing?
26th.
Mine says May 26th.
You know what happened? My computer just jumped to the last
Are you in the last meeting?
The
the last meetings. Yeah,
Agenda?
yeah. I was
Okay.
looking at. Sorry, continue.
Hey, we good?
Yeah.
All right, I
26th,
made a
look at
motion
that.
to approve the minutes as presented.
Okay, second.
Second.
All right, thanks, Tom. Okay, any discussion? Comments, edits?
It looked good.
Okay, great. So, all those in favor?
Yeah.
Perfect, motion passes. Item 4, public comments on items not on the agenda. Has anybody got a comment? Wanda, can you come up, please?
Wanda Wilcox, North Diana Road, Newcastle. I guess, I just want to know if I could get an update on what's going on across the property that's acquired by the town that's across the road from me on the North Diana Road. Is there any updates on, I see stuff going on over there, so I'm assuming that maybe things have changed, maybe not, as far as taxes paid, or does the town still own it?
Kevin, is there anything that you can disclose on?
Yeah, the town still owns it, but we are working with the former owner to make sure they get it back in their hands. And it does require them cleaning the property,
Okay,
and it'll either be by them or it'll be by the town.
okay, so I guess my concern is that, having lived there for many years now, with them as neighbors across the road from me, and I'm not a hard-hearted person. You know, if this was somebody who couldn't pay their taxes and was struggling and couldn't work, and that, I have no problem. But I've lived there for long before they moved in, and as far as I know, there's been little to no attempt for almost any of them, one of them to work. The rest of them that live there do not. And there should be no excuse not to pay your taxes. And I think the town is really setting itself up for setting a precedence that you may not want to set, that if I don't pay my taxes, you're not gonna do a whole lot. I've dealt with, we have dealt with a lot since they've moved in there. We've had to stop feeding the birds because we had so many rats coming from across the road that we actually they were digging holes under the bird feeders. We still put poison out, even though we have a cat and a dog, to keep rats away. The back of that, the place, even if they clean up the front of it, the back is just a cliff, and they have thrown garbage over there for years. I was told by them that they do not have an active septic system, that they just have a tank that they get pumped, which I don't think has ever been pumped. I've never seen it pumped, and I've smelt some pretty bad odors coming when the wind goes the right way. So, you know, and the guy is a loose cannon. He's going out and just shot out the door. He's come to our door at 10 o'clock at night, wanting to know if we want to go coyote hunting with him. And it's just, it's a tough situation, and it's a tough enough situation when there's nothing you can do about it. But now that it's owned by the town, I feel like there might be hope that, you know, and we want good tax money in the town. We don't want people to not pay their taxes. And if that area could be bought by somebody else for a reasonable enough price so it could be cleaned up and the back could be filled in, I mean, it would be a nice little house lot for somebody that could generate some decent taxes. And I also fear that it's affecting my tax value of my house, because I look right at it. I mean, I'm not planning on selling my house right now. My neighbor is. A lot of houses jump off the market. theirs isn't sold yet. It's been on the market for a while. I mean, our houses are evaluated at a good amount of money. And I think it's sad that that is across from us, which I don't get a tax break because I have to look at that. And I don't think it's helping the value of my house at all. And I think the town is setting itself up for that. I guess, well, if I don't want to pay my taxes and let the town take it, and they're not gonna put me out of my house anyway. I know, but in a way, that's sort of how I feel,
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
to be there. And we've dealt with a lot, I mean, we've called the sheriff's department more than once because the guns have, been shooting down the road. And and like I said, one night he came to every neighbor on the road and with his gun and wanted everybody to go, coyote hunting with him. It's a bad situation. And, for once I felt like we've had an opportunity to maybe get it fixed. And then, mowing the lawn isn't exactly cleaning up. I mean, there's bags and bags and bags of garbage bags that are just sitting out there. I do know that they used to have the garbage man come every week and pick up their trash. I haven't seen anybody picking up their trash in a long time. So there again, I think it's going over the bank. And every spring we have to clean our field and our lawn because all their trash that they throw out just blows over on our yard. So anyways, my concern.
Per appointment. There's a
Thank you.
process.
So have they paid their taxes?
In discussion. They have not paid their taxes yet, no.
So just. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear that, because I would not want that next to my house across the street, so I appreciate that.
The background.
Yeah, no, that's great.
We're not
Thanks for
just-
explaining that. There's a process and I think if we were to try to sell that, they have the first right to pay back their taxes and maintain ownership. I haven't been updated with Kevin, so I'm just telling you what the process is with this, as far as the state's concerned. So it's not like we can just evict them. They have the opportunity to pay back taxes and get caught up and maintain their ownership. That's the first.
So are they being taxed this year's taxes because they're, okay, even though the town owns it, it's still being,
It would be an agreement that they pay the taxes they owe plus the years that they
okay, I
have.
didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but that's basically it. It's, we have limited power if they can make good on their back tax.
How long do they have to do that?
So that I don't know.
The state law is unclear.
Yeah.
It doesn't set boundaries. It basically ties the town's hands on how to dispose of foreclosed properties. But doesn't offer a whole lot of guidance. One of the things we've struggled with is we can declare any tax foreclosed property as for municipal use. But that's not fine.
And we don't want to use all pieces of.
And we don't want to-
property for
yeah,
municipal
exactly.
Use anyway.
And you've already made a declaration that this site is not for municipal use.
Right, so then it's, well,
It's an
Well, yeah.
attempt to work with the former owner, and then there's a process to unburden ourselves of the problem.
At what point can the code enforcement officer get involved when they don't have an
Well,
active septic system?
Our property, so we're gonna have to address it. And then would have to levy that. If we were-
But we wouldn't address that while they're still there, I would hope. I know, we're getting
I
into the
get a little too
minutia
far
here.
into what I feel is comfortable.
I know, and I understand that. I just-
There are
I
code
think-
enforcement regulations that would require the board to discuss in an executive session.
Let's put
So,
it this way. We're aware of it.
Thank you.
Thanks for the background. I think Kevin's working through it. There is a process that's legislated by the state, so it's not like we have complete.
and it is
Right,
being,
to
it
do
is
whatever
being,
we
it
need
is
to
being
do.
worked on.
Yeah.
It is being worked on, it will be addressed.
Yeah.
I assure you, will be addressed.
Okay. I just don't want to have people be rewarded because they.
No,
You know what I mean? But that,
it doesn't work that way.
well, I know, but
That's- Yeah,
Yeah,
feels that way.
yeah.
But anyway, thank you.
thanks.
How long is this process gonna
They
take?
said, you know,
I don't know.
Well, I thought it was, they had so long to pay their back taxes. And then the process is that you can foreclose. And then if they don't pay the taxes, and they have to pay them in full at that point, and then the process is a real estate agent and then an auction. That's the process. Why aren't we doing that?
It's not that we're not, I think there's a, Roger, there's a timeline, there's documentation on how this gets handled. I'm not in the town office, I don't think Kevin has the ability to kind of explain everything that's going on, I guess that's all I can say, I don't know all of the steps that have been taken. And Kevin assures us it's being handled, so
Sort of, I mean, broad strokes, there's notification, there's a certain amount of time between notifications that has to elapse. There's each step has to allow a certain number of days between that step and the next step. So it is in the works, but it's slow. It moves at the town government speed, which you know how fast things
90-day sets.
Right, it's like 90-day sets, right? You send a letter, you have to wait 90 days to send the next letter, you post something in the newspaper, and it's like each time you do that, it's like a 90-day clock. So it's unfortunately, I know it from your perspective is like a glacial age. But it is, we are working through that process.
you're good.
You go.
Hey, I'm Gerard Waltz, 360 Pond Road, Newcastle. And I'm lucky I can't see my problem from my house. But we've got new apartment buildings here on 215. In the park right in front of them, every day, every night, seems so way to had an ordinance to get them all back. Well, how do we go about getting them off the road?
So we don't have a parking ordinance that stipulates where it's on street parking, where is it?
How do we go about getting, do we need a petition, maybe to start one or something? I mean, it's bad enough, I drive a truck every day and going through town's bad enough trying to get through there. But
Yeah.
now it's starting down 215. You gotta be out in the middle when you meet a car, it's gonna do.
So let me ask, do you think they're a hazard where they're parking, or are they? 'Cause-
Yes, I do.
So the white line, what's that?
I mean,
I
they're
don't
not,
go through
they're
there,
not,
so
I go through there multiple times a day, they're not on the road.
Yeah.
They're on the other side of the white.
you're on the white line, yeah.
I don't know, you must have a big vehicle because I don't feel pinched at all going through there. Is it a fairly big truck?
Yeah, it's triac track and they got married, they got everything.
Yeah.
Most of the people you meet today are on the wrong side of the road anyway.
That's a whole different issue.
Yeah. But like I say, the new buildings, it seems so we should have an ordinance, maybe or something. So they have backing off the road.
I
They,
mean,
they do have parking.
How would we go about
we
doing
do
that?
have parking, we do have we do have, what's it called, the roads, what's our ordinance called?
Roads, driveways and.
Roads, no, that's not the one I'm
Another
thinking
one.
of, it's the.
That doesn't really cover it.
Help me, Kevin,
He's looking. We,
well, it doesn't
Parking.
cover, it doesn't address that specifically, like I said.
Right, we're
we
just
don't do
Traffic and parking.
Traffic and parking ordinance, but we don't really,
There are a few locations around town where there is no parking allowed. And it's very specific.
Yeah.
No parking on Route 1. No parking in Damerscott out of Mills.
Yep.
Roads are too narrow for that, I guess, or well,
They are.
where it's one-way lanes essentially. There's no parking on River Road from Route 1 to the Sneedsburg. There's no parking on Route 1, on the Route 1 on and off ramps to 215. That is the extent to which we have no parking requirements right now.
yeah, I mean, it's a pinch there because you got. Sidewalk on one side. The white line on the other. but
So
it's
if
not-
cars are parking on the sidewalk,
Or between the sidewalk and the white line, they're between them.
But it does tear up that section of the road too, I noticed that. So if you have a lot of water, you'd have damage there.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that the plows didn't haul this winter, but
Yeah.
they really wouldn't out there, I suppose, just winter because of spring.
Not too much. And on the big snowstorms, it looked like everybody was parking in the parking lot. They knew.
I mean, I think either we need to define it a little better, or that's split the spaces that they have. I mean, we are talking about redoing the sidewalks too. We, move those,
Yeah, I mean, if the sidewalk gets repaired, then we certainly don't want people parking on.
yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna have to figure out some way to signage or.
To the ordinance.
Well, I think we should talk about it, address it, figure out.
I think we should talk about it because. That's technically the ditch
Right,
where they're parking.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not a
just,
ditch anymore, but it
it's just
was.
been filled in.
Yeah.
Yes, over the years.
Yeah.
So
right.
that's the ditch line.
And it's normally just a couple cars. Right, it's normally just a
Actually,
couple, but there were probably 7 of them out there, Saturday night, all overnight,
That wasn't.
yeah.
It really started with the contractors who were there on site, they were parking it out there,
Yeah.
created that sort of.
Kind of an
level
expectation.
Feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll look to bring some amendments to the ordinance for you guys to consider.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you need petitions or anything, I got no idea which way to go, or how to go about it, so.
Well, the traffic and parking ordinance is solely the responsibility of the select board.
Yeah.
So even a community petition, it doesn't go anywhere by law. It's the board that has to make decisions on traffic and parking.
And you're not the first person that has had comment on this. So.
Yeah, I talked to the code woman there a while ago.
Mhm.
I didn't get very far.
She can't do anything with it.
Roger Wilcox, North Diana Grove. I have a couple of issues tonight. And one of them is, for 10 years, I've been asking for a message board to be put out front of the town office, and they keep telling me, you can't afford it, can't afford it, can't afford it, but you want people to come to these meetings. And yet, how do you get the message out that there's a meeting? I mean, smoke signals, or how are we doing this? The website, yeah, well, that's a small list that the people out our way don't know that. They're not on your list or whatever. And people drive through town every day, all day, and if we could, once we put that in, and I mean, the message is free. You can change them anytime you want. About every town around here has one. And I think it's high time that we had one. And you can put the select board meeting and the planning board meeting, and the appeals board meeting, and the voting times, and the meetings for this VIP thing, and it can all go on there. And you can change it anytime you want them. And I think it's, we get money for all these pet projects that we do, and I think it's high time we give that some serious consideration and do it. And there's hardly any town around here that doesn't have one. So.
Did try.
I tried to do that about 10 years ago.
Do what?
I tried to get a changeable sign out there 10 years ago. I got quotes and. We had several meetings about it, and we had a bunch of folks come in and yell and scream at us that it was gonna cost too much, and they didn't want us to do it.
Well, I've been screaming for it for 10 years, and I don't remember that part, Ben. I'm not saying you didn't do it, but I'm
I
saying,
can find the old emails that show what it looked like. It
Well,
was a beautiful sign.
yeah,
A
well.
little
how about
LED
this other
thing,
town?
just
A lot
like
cheaper than-
all the other
That
towns.
would be now.
The ridiculous thing about it was that it was $20,000 at the time. And that same sign now would cost about 80. No joke.
And
I think it's a
actually-
well worth investment.
I actually think there's a lot of people who don't want an electronic sign in our downtown. It's not just cost.
Well, the awesome thing about that sign, when we looked into it, it was gonna be an e-ink. So it would, as you drive past, you wouldn't be able to tell
Oh,
that it wasn't a changeable letterboard, physical changing letterboard. It looked like a physical changeable letterboard.
fun.
It was just, it happened to be LED so that you could easily change it.
So,
I think it should be come to a vote then. I think we should ask people, because, I mean, I personally got on the phone the other night and made quite a few phone calls to try to get people to come to the meeting, because nobody out our way has any idea when these meetings are, and I mean, I definitely think it's something that we should seriously consider, because that's free advertising when you put it out there and people drive by all day, every day, and I wish I know it's been at least 10 years that I've been asking for this pen, and you say that was 10 years ago
About
when,
10 years ago.
but it must have been before that, because I don't remember that, you know.
No, I remember that, Roger. I think the idea too is, changeable letters. Is one of those things, who does it, going up with the stick and the plastic letters, that's not an efficient way to do it. But, I don't know, it wouldn't hurt to. Look at what the updated price is,
Voting days, I put go vote on my side.
they
I
were-
don't rent one, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
So, I mean, it's electronic one I'm not talking about physical
No,
letters.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I think Ben has a better idea of pricing, because he just did one out on the store. But, okay. We'll note it, Roger, okay? I mean, I think right now it would be low on the priority list, but we have talked about it before.
And low on the priority list, years.
Well, and the budget's already set for this coming year, so
But we can look at it for next year.
you can talk about it for the budget next year.
but in the meantime, make sure your neighbors who have emails. Give them to Kevin, they can get all the emails with all the meetings that he sends out.
Archer's actually helped get me quite a few
Good.
residents and out that way on my agenda distribution, so thank
Excellent.
you, Roger.
That's
We
great.
appreciate that.
But I think, we could do it a lot easier. All right, so my next issue, I was told to ask the board about where we're at replacing our road commissioner. So what are we where is that process?
Didn't know we were talking
So
about
we're-
replacing our road commission.
So we're
No.
not. Yeah, so I think there's people that have wishes that the road commissioner would be replaced. I understand that, and. You, for one, have expressed that as along with some other people. But there's no, just to be clear, so the public knows, there's no. Official discussion of replacing the roads commissioner. Okay? In conversation, we have to renew the annual roads contract. The road commissioner is part of that contract. We have had discussions on how the dynamics of that work, but there's no discussion amongst the board to replace the roads commissioner.
Now, you and Rufus and I had a conversation about this, and I thought we were in some kind of agreement that something needed to be done, and we were gonna do something.
Well, we've been working on Public Works Department. And in a best case scenario, that would take the place of the road commissioner.
That wasn't the conversation we were having.
I mean.
Yeah.
There's,
Now, look, I complained about our road last year. And it fell basically on deaf ears. And so this year I screamed a little louder, and you did come out and you looked at the damage and the poor workmanship they did on our road. You walked it,
I was with
the
you.
whole thing, you saw what I saw, I showed you the damage. And I said, something needs to be done here. He's too busy to be a road commissioner. He's not supervising these crews. They're out there working. And if they had a supervisor there, they would have shut that job down when he started tearing up our road and all that, the pavement and breaking it all up. Any normal supervisor would have said, hey, we can't be doing this. The road's not in shape for doing this work. And so that these crews are out there working and they're not getting supervised. So if they're doing that kind of work on my road, what are they doing on these big jobs? Are they cutting corners and doing shoddy work out there? Who's checking on them? This is like the Fox Garden Hen House, having him as road commissioner and nobody supervises him.
Money,
Money, what's his money got to do with it?
let's say, if we hire a road commissioner, you're probably looking at another. I don't even know, $60,000 a year in our budget.
I volunteered to do this until we get a highway department. I volunteered to do it. No money. Just so we have some supervision out on this work that's being done. Because obviously, the work being done on my road, I mean, there's a small example, and he's out here doing all these big projects. Who's watching that? Nobody. So he's free to do whatever he wants out there. And he's the road commissioner, plus he's the contractor. Now, if that's not a conflict of interest, I don't know what is.
It's fairly typical, most towns around us that don't
Majority
have
of
public
Lincoln County
works.
towns are exactly like that,
That's how it goes. You have the road commissioner, they generally do
all the work.
What's the word?
all that they're equipped to do. And yeah, I mean, obviously, some of the projects haven't been done the way that we'd like to see them done. And a lot of them have been done great. So I think, you know, our push has, or our focus has been on trying to make a public works department so that we have ultimate control over things. And the timeline that we would ideally have that done in, doesn't make sense to find a new road commissioner for the interim.
You have nothing definite.
No, we don't.
That's a long ways out, as far as I can see. And we got a lot of things to do between now and then.
So I think, in my mind, we have to get two things to line up. One is our budget and the other is the contract, okay? So right now, we're on an annual contract with the service. I don't think like free roads commissioner is the answer, somebody that volunteers, because I think it's a demanding job that requires many hours a week. And I appreciate your offer, Roger, but you know, it's. It's.
Some accountability.
Yes.
I need assurances that there's some accountability.
You know what we get, I mean, when you pay nothing. You get what you pay for, right?
So you're saying I'm not competent? Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
not saying that at all, I'm just.
What are you saying then?
Well, I'm
It'd
just
be better
saying,
if you,
we can't just.
if you weren't
we
a
can't
resident.
just- We can't just,
What?
we,
Most towns around here, I got a friend of mine right now that's running for road commissioner in Pittston. And he has no intention of doing the work. Okay? He has no intention of doing that. He's just gonna be a supervisory and gonna be checking on the work that is being done. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's what we need. We don't need the contractor being the road commissioner and having a huge conflict of interest. That's not in our best interest.
we've been over this a lot, it's not a conflict of interest,
Oh, baloney. How can you say that?
because it's not.
Why not? Why isn't it?
It does not meet the definition of a conflict of interest.
Well, I'd like to see your definition, because I don't believe.
It's spelled out in state law,
It's not here, it's not here.
it's not my definition.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, I do not want his grader on my road again. Because he's done way more damage than he's done good.
That is fine to say, Roger, thank you, but it is not your road. It is
Yeah.
the town's road.
Yeah. And why does he have the right to go out there and damage our road?
Did he fix it?
No, he has not fixed it.
He did promise to fix the asphalt. Just break out the process. Reason they were out there so early what I've heard from our road commissioner. Is to be able to add the larger stones in the wet mud, it's easier to compact them down. To then do the crowning afterwards, so when you guys went out to see it. It was all pushed out. And the idea was to then bring it back up and crown it. After putting in the larger stones to help set that road.
There's something button.
So it's still a work in progress?
I don't know if they've come back and he did come back and finish grading.
They come back and grade it, and he took the mud and the sticks and the leaves and the shit and he put it onto the road. That's what he did. They didn't pick that up. So every time it rains now, you get this muck layer on top of the road. So why should I be happy about that? Something needs to be done. And I'm gonna be here until something is.
Um. So I'm gonna close public comments, it's not on the agenda, move on to item 6A, town manager contract. We asked for some amendments to this.
It's just 25, 26, right?
Those were the two that were confusing before. I worked to try to clarify what. What I was trying to get at without causing confusion. So 25 does. Notwithstanding the foregoing, so the instance. Focus on 25 first, and if it gets to the point after halfway through the contract. I want to make sure that the town isn't held liable for me being. Released for no cause beyond me finding new employment. So it would be like. The period of time, unless I go find something, I find another job somewhere else, then you stop having to help me out.
That's not in conflict.
Correct.
Any other questions?
I'll move to approve the town manager's contract from July 1, 2026 to June 30th, 2029.
Second it.
Okay, any other comments? Devin, are you happy?
I am. I'm grateful for the opportunity to continue to work for the town of Newcastle, well, assuming you vote for me. I've really enjoyed the last 3 years, getting to know you guys and the community. And like to continue to do that.
Excellent. Well, couldn't be more thrilled to have you here, so
Thanks.
thank you.
It's only a 3-year contract, huh?
So legally, under the state law, that's the length that you can go up to. No, people have done more, but it's
not
it actually violates state law, so.
So I just wanna, I got an email from a resident that knew that this was on the agenda tonight, and I wanted to say that they thought that your employment, your service to the town was exemplary,
Oh, wow.
and they were very, very pleased with how you manage this town. It's funny that the one comment that they did say, was, their only concern was that he worked too hard. I couldn't have wrote it better myself. As we've talked about many times, Kevin, so it's just not us up in that.
Alright, well, on that note, I'll take a long vacation. No, we have this conversation series. I'm trying to do this, I'd like to do this once a week, just to connect with the community. Address this handful of things that are coming up. I just need to make sure more people find out about it and show up, that's all.
We kind of maxed out last Thursday.
It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments about that? Take a vote, all those in favor?
Yep.
Perfect.
Welcome back.
Thanks. And take a vacation.
Okay, item 7A, new business, street vending application for backyard butchers. So,
What was the U-Haul rental fit in there for? I didn't.
I don't
And
know,
how that
they just
fit-
gave us a lot of stuff, and I
Okay.
gave it to you to look at.
They just flooded the zone with.
Yeah,
paperwork.
here's another piece of paper you can look at.
Cause I just drove by today and the truck's there and it doesn't look like a U-Haul rental, so I wasn't sure what that had to do with anything.
Oh.
Okay,
Maybe well, it doesn't look like one, but it might be.
maybe,
Um,
get a skin over the whole thing
yeah,
somehow.
and they are still operating under their prior license, because they didn't actually start till August last year. So they're technically allowed to be there, but I think they're just trying to get their renewal process.
Did they need, if they were gonna be gone before August, did they even need another one this year?
No,
Okay.
maybe they're just trying to get into a better rhythm. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Alright, so I'll move to approve the street vendor application for Backyard Butchers.
Great.
Second,
Thanks, Rufus and Ben. Any other comments? Wait, all those in favor? Motion passes. Item 7B, street vending application for Trucking Good Food LLC. So. What is this?
This is the food truck that's next to
Oh, and by the
Just
by the
in-
U-Haul.
by the U-Haul.
Yeah, sure.
And she is currently operating without her approval. She didn't realize she had to do this every year, so she apologizes for that error.
Yeah, don't mess with her because she has killer fried Brussels sprouts.
No, does she?
yes, there are a lot of
To
food.
be honest, I'm sorry, I didn't know the name of her business.
Good fish tacos too,
Mhm.
Brussels sprouts.
Okay. So your taste buds approve.
Mhm.
Are you willing to make a motion?
Do we get one? I'll make a motion that we approve street vendor application for Trucking Good Food.
Thanks.
I'll second it.
Great. Okay, if there's no further discussion. All those in favor?
Yep.
Great, motion passes. Item 7C, this is the ad, apparently there was a meeting tonight for Lincoln County Ambulance Service, and Karen attended that, and she's gonna kind of give us an update on what she heard.
Yes, since Angela had other responsibilities tonight. So. They were not part of main PERS, so they didn't have a good retirement plan. So they got, and because of the way they were formed, they were denied access to it, but they managed to meet all the requirements with a couple word changes in the contracts. So they're in main PERS now. But part of that is buying back past years of service because they weren't in it for the last however many years ever. And that comes with a price tag that they're asking if we can contribute toward. They've had a 403B for, I want to say, for quite a while, except really people have only been participating in it for maybe the last 5 years. And so I think some of the employees are willing to fold some of that into the main state PERS to buy back some of their years. So I think the advisory board of which Newcastle's a part is recommending that we fund 75% of that, and we can do it over a 10-year period. So it will be effectively about I think it was $108,000 a year in addition to their regular budget, which then will be divided amongst the 6 towns plus the other 2 towns that buy in.
Offhand, do you remember what their annual budget is?
70, oh, the whole budget? or
Yeah,
just
their
our
actual
share?
budget.
It's not $108,000 from our town.
No,
No.
no,
I think they're
Oh,
roughly a
okay.
$2 million budget,
Yeah.
about $1 million of
Find
it
it.
comes back through billing and then the other millions.
310.
From the
Four,
taxes
five,
raised.
six.
Yeah, I mean, that's very general, but
So it's about a 10% budget increase.
Oh, it's in the car, shoot.
Well, no, it's
No,
less than that. It's
it's-
2 million, so it's less than.
Yeah, I think
That's-
it would be. He said maybe a 4% increase or
Sounds
something.
all right. Yeah.
But they're going to offset that a little bit, they're going to, by I think 6 months or so, delay their replacement funding for the, or replacement of some of their vehicles. That'll save like $40,000. They have some money left over this year in some other capacity that would probably cover it for this year anyway. So they're gonna try to work with not having towns feel the whole impact of that.
Yeah, even still, it's not a huge impact the way I see it.
No,
No.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, 108.
You're talking about 4% on, 70,000.
Yeah, so 108,000 divided by.
Our share is 70,000 this year, so it's 84.
Those. But
Yeah.
But South Bristol and one of the other towns are trying to get the funding formula changed. They want to, they're pushing right now, and it hasn't been decided, won't be decided till August, but they're pushing for everybody pay 10% of the fixed costs, which will take up 60% of the budget, and the remaining 40% go
Yeah.
based on valuation. Is kind of what the push is right now. So ours would actually go up a fair amount based on that.
It's majority vote too.
Yeah. So they just want to, for retention purposes.
Yeah.
Not, for so many reasons, they're looking for us to, agree to fund the buyback, so they get their full years of service, and they're not starting from, right now, a 12-year employee is not starting at year one.
Right.
In main PERS, they actually will get credit for all their other years of service.
Yeah,
So what's the timeline they're proposing? Like when do they want to enact this?
They have to actually withhold. If the towns agreed to 75%, they would have to withhold money from employees' paychecks July 1st is when it has to start. So if the employee was paying the 25%, if we were paying 75% of it, the check goes July 1st.
This is a change of contract. We can't unilaterally agree to that without taking it to the voters. How would they expect that to happen?
It's not a change of the contract. Well, plus the representative that we have is endowed with the ability and responsibility to vote for the town, not us.
But they can't encumber the town for more money than we've appropriated them.
And this year they don't. Well, we never vote on their budget anyway.
We're just sent a bill.
We just sent a bill, yeah.
They're quasi municipal agency.
We vote on it.
it's in our
We
budget.
vote
It's
to
in the budget.
approve it on the budget. It's
Right.
approved by the,
Yeah,
the
we don't
voters.
have the budget right now.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do we reconcile the fact that if they're asking for more money and they need it by July 1st, how would we even do that?
They're gonna take it out of another fund right now. They're not even gonna ask us for it in this fiscal year.
Oh, so, okay, that's what I'm asking. Like, so their timeline is actually like, they'd be asking for this for like next year.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Essentially.
I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
how is this even gonna work?
That's why they're delaying capital purchase
Yeah.
and another few financial
Yeah.
tricks in order.
Because
to
they know
not-
that a lot of us, we're too far down the road right now to be able to approve it.
Well, some of us already had our town meetings, others
Yes.
haven't had town meetings. And
Correct.
I mean, we would have been having to have this conversation
Right.
back in
Months ago.
January.
Watch
Well,
this
no
process for
boroughs
us has
have
already
done
started.
it.
Right,
Yeah, some of the
Tomorrow's the last day.
right.
They'll vote.
Yeah. So that's all I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
curious. So,
Yeah, it won't impact us this year.
okay, all right, thank you.
So I don't know if anyone has any questions about it or has any different feelings. I mean, we could fund none of it. We'd probably lose some of our longer tenured employees.
Mm.
We could fund 50%. We could fund, I know Bristol was pushing for 100%.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
They also had a formula that started someone at 50% and based on tenure went up to 70% or something.
Mm.
But it kind of, everybody tried to come up with one that. Because some of the towns were like, well, we gotta go back and discuss it amongst the select board. Well, what are you discussing? What are you gonna come back with? There's a lot of options.
Yeah.
So they finally settled on, let's pick one and see if all the boards agree, because they need this information by Friday. And it's too hard to have multiple meetings and stuff, so with them, with CLC. With graduations coming, it's hard to get the board together even this week.
So they just, from us tonight, what do they need?
It's just, do we want to tell Angela, go ahead and we'll vote for that? And normally that, like Ellen wouldn't have come to us with these questions. It's just a lot of the boards are getting a lot more involved right now.
Right, okay.
I think in the past, you know, Ellen would have just voted what she thought was right, you
Yeah.
know, informed us.
I think we're still under that kind of policy or dynamic, I mean,
Unless she specifically comes and asks.
yeah. But
Right.
I mean, I think that's good update from, you know, that you were there and in Angela's absence, I think it's great that.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
I mean,
you're able to
unless we
get
have any objections, that's what she'll support.
Any objections to? Make it more attractive to retain.
Yeah.
Employees.
They'll save some money. The employees are even willing to forego their COLA increase
Yeah.
next year just to.
However, when we do get to. The new contract. You know, the amended contract and what that looks like moving forward.
Which one become?
The ambulance service, the agreement, I should say, the interlocal agreement.
Oh, if the
That's-
funding formula changes, yeah,
That's where we wanna
For
keep
sure.
the ears to the.
Yep.
To the rail and see what's going on
yeah,
there.
and that's an August meeting, so.
Yep.
I think probably a good idea that if one or more of us attend that meeting as well. More, yes, the
More, yeah.
more would be better.
I mean, everything else is in the county is assessed by valuation. I don't see why that should be any different. That's my point.
South Bristol would disagree strongly
I know.
on that.
I'm sorry, I,
But they pay their county tax,
They do,
right,
and that's how their county tax is calculated, is based off their valuations.
Right.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't see them at the county commissioners yelling and screaming, but they'll show up to the COC board and
right,
with a bunch of people and try to finagle that, but.
Mhm.
I mean, the CLC is half the county as it is, so.
yep. So,
I'm sorry, did you just, under your breath, did you just say they're willing to forego their cost of living increase?
for just for 1 year, yeah, so,
That's not acceptable.
yeah, so they can deal with the budget however they want, but I mean, the employees really want this.
Yeah.
Is,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fine, they shouldn't have to sacrifice.
I guess they didn't view it as such. But. Anyway, it's. Again, as long as we're supportive of the 75%, then. That's, I think most of the towns will be.
Yeah.
So. All right, I will let her know.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Karen. Moving on to item 8A, fiscal warrant FY 26 AP warrant for $334,441.26.
So moved.
Moved by Ben,
Second.
seconded by Rufus. Any comments?
Like the
Question?
normal stuff.
Other comments? All those in favor?
Yep.
Motion passes. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Joe, have a good night.
Because they didn't want to hear your town manager's report,
Let's
Kevin.
just jump into
Did
town.
we vote on that?
Which part? Yeah, we did.
We
It
voted.
was unanimous.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't even realize.
I couldn't remember.
I was handing my pen and paper, and I was distracted.
I think your motion
Walking to go, my motion did.
approved it. Go ahead, Kevin.
Sure, we're doing the Newcastle next. It's a weekly conversation series. We've had the kickoff was May 28th. And then last Thursday was our new historic Newcastle discussion about the downtown. Both links to the recording of the meeting as well as the slides that were presented are available in the manager report. We have plenty to discuss. The next meeting I'm pushing to Monday, June 15th at 4. I was gonna look to host another one on this Thursday, but I have the elections tomorrow and I gotta play, I gotta play the gopher for the staff, because they are stuck here from 8 to 8. It's in the fire station. It's gonna be a warm day. I'm gonna see getting some fans and trying to keep everybody cool. Gonna be fun. Therefore, the town office will be closed tomorrow because all of our staff have to be here at the elections. And I am gonna open a little later tomorrow, I'm sorry, on Wednesday morning to give them time, because polls are open from 8 to 8, so they're here 12 hours plus about an hour before. plus about 3 hours or more, depending on how tomorrow goes. So I'm giving staff time to recover in the morning before they come in. So we'll open at 11 on Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm also in Orono for a community resiliency summit. So that's the partnership that many towns in Maine are a part of that gets us access to grants. So being a part of that membership gives us grants. One of the grants we have is for these battery backup, the lending program we have, as well as the battery backup system that is attached to this building, tied to the solar. I'm presenting about those projects and trying to encourage other communities to follow suit. So I'll be there promoting that in Orono, so I will not be around on Wednesday. And then we've applied for a grant. We submitted it on Friday. $75,000 through that program, community action grant. I'm tying it to stormwater resiliency. So trying to address the ditching needs, or not the ditch, I'm sorry, the storm drain issues that we have in this area. So tied to the fire station back up Liberty down Pleasant Street. Part of our drainage goes down through private property. It'd be great to get it moved up onto our street and out that way. The retaining wall is on Liberty Street.
Yep.
You want to call it a retaining wall.
It's still retaining.
It's still keeping water back, but it should be draining the water through there better than it is. So that culvert needs to be replaced. So I had worked with our road commissioner to talk about some design ideas and so we're gonna try to get a grant for $75,000 to at least help with the engineering piece of this.
That'd be great.
I don't know if I'll get to the 60% design with 75,000, but at least I can come to you with a proposal beyond that if we get the grant.
That
So-
grant, that includes all the others from drainage, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a big drainage project, essentially. And we can tie in some streetscape redesign as part of it.
Yep.
Or if we do decide to do anything with this site, can improvements at that intersection take away the need to have a road through here?
Mhm.
Or does the road get moved further over? So I'm trying to incorporate all of that into these design projects through grant opportunities tied to stormwater resiliency.
And we had budgeted a good chunk for the stormwater design, or
Glidden Street.
that we're voting on tomorrow.
Yep.
It's in our capital, so we get that, it's only gonna help our capital budget number.
Lincoln County Regional Planning Commission is hosting a Planning in the Wild. Where they're gonna do hands-on community workshop series. So this is for the residents. This is for you if you're interested. This is next Tuesday, June 16th, from 4 to 6 at Round Top Farm in Damascotta. The RSVP is open till tomorrow. They're gonna have food. So, I might show up just for that. But you can also we'll be learning about reducing fire risk, controlling invasives, and protecting public and personal property. I know we have quite a bit of Japanese knotweed growing up along Station Road right now.
Yes.
I had a resident come in frustrated with Japanese knotweed, wondering what the town was
Don't
doing.
just mow it. Do not mow it. It has to be cut at a certain level and then application of chemicals added to it.
There's cool little applicators with a little sponge on the end that you can just dab.
It's not a
But not necessarily the stuff you get at the hardware store. The Roundup you need is a higher concentrate to address Japanese knotweed that way. And that's usually done closer to water sources.
Mhm.
There are companies that'll go out there and deal with the stuff on the side of the road.
Okay.
And usually the stuff on the side of the road it's all tied to the rhizomes those plants don't seed. They're
Yeah.
flower, but they don't seed. What they do is if you cut them and you break them, they basically regenerate themselves. So what happens is it gets into sand pits. And so when you're spreading sand, there could be those rhizomes and now they're all over the side of the road. Everything.
Root fragments and stuff like that.
Root fragments, that's it,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
So I just went for a ride with Bob today to look at how bad some of those sides of our roads are. So There's a lot to learn from controlling.
So that's
bases.
June sixth, right?
June 16th.
16th. Oh, okay.
There's an RSVP link in my manager report. And that's at the Round Top Farm in Damerscott.
Great.
And then I'm keeping this on there for as long as I can, the battery lending program. It's available, it's running, we got a few people signed up. If you're interested in having access to batteries, talk to town staff. There's just a waiver form and then just call us before a storm hits and we'll make sure the battery's available to you. We got 27 of them and I don't have 27 people signed up, so you're guaranteed a battery at this moment. The Lynch Road detour, we're getting to the close of this project. I think July 1st should be, I think we should be good for July 1st. I think, as of today. I'll probably tell you something different in 2 weeks, but I think we'll be there. Then I still have these future agenda items on here and look to address them at our next meeting.
Kevin, your thing on the 15th, where is that going to be?
Probably right here.
Here again?
Yeah, it's the most convenient space. Yeah, I didn't put that in there, sorry.
I wasn't sure if it was gonna be at the tennis garden.
No, I'd like to do that too, but I will just probably do that on Thursday that week.
We're gonna do 2 that week?
I mean, if it's just coffee and conversation, yeah, if I don't have to prepare slides, do some number crunching, or visual crunching, it saves me a ton of time. If I don't have to make food,
Yes.
I think there's still meatballs in the fridge if anybody's hungry.
Oh my gosh. So when will it be on the 18th then?
I don't have a morning. I would like to do it in the morning, but I haven't talked to Mike Titus yet specifically or you about when I can open the doors and hang out at the tennis town.
Anytime you want.
Okay. So like 8 o'clock or 8:30. Be great. Just hang out for coffee. I'll bring my coffee. I'll bring a bag of coffee, my grinder, and drip coffee, and we'll make use of it.
I need sugar and need some milk or cream.
No, this is one of those bring your own sugars or
Okay.
creams.
Bring your own coffee additives.
Yeah. No, I'll splurge.
This road?
Yeah, I hope July 1st is the end date for that.
Guys.
But I might tell you otherwise in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then I just have those future agenda items, which will be in front of you for the next meeting. And that's what I have.
Excellent. Okay, so everything, guys. That objection, meeting adjourned at 7:59. I forgot to tell you that we started at 7:04, so we got that time.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone.